myth. My child doesn't have ADHD because he can focus when he wants to. You get that a lot.
All the time.
Well, they can sit in front of the TV or in front of their video games for hours, so they don't have attention deficit.
Yeah. And I can see where the confusion comes in. I mean, that's very confusing, right? So there is a really, really good and really clear reason for that. That we talked about that neurological difference in the brain. Well, it's kind of like a light switch, because if that part of the brain is switched on, then the kids can focus and they can get it done and they can stay on task. If it's not switched on, then they're going to struggle. And sometimes the activity itself will flip the switch on. So if they're doing something that they really enjoy or that's really engaging and stimulating and fun, then that alone is going to flip that switch on, and it's going to keep them interested. Electronics themselves take it to another level, because the electronics alone can be very stimulating to the brain and can keep kids engaged, and they're fun. So they kind of have this added layer of capturing their attention and keeping that switch turned on. So it's no wonder that kids are able to sit and focus on electronics for hours, because they have all of these things that are pulling them and engaging their attention.
Plus the lighting in the back of computers and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a great segue into schools too. And unfortunately, education hasn't really caught up to where the kids are now. I mean, kids are practically born with an iPad in their hand, and things are going, those stickers at the bottom of the screen and stuff, and how they play video games. In schools, they're still, for the most part, it's a teacher in the front of the classroom teaching at a certain rhythm or level. So I think that plays a part too.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
So,
So the key there is that just because your child is able to focus at times does not mean that they don't necessarily have this type of brain, the ADHD brain, because the real way that you can tell, the real test, is when they're doing things they don't enjoy, things that are not fun, that are not stimulating and not engaging. Then are all of those executive functioning skills kicking in? Are they able to sit and focus and plan ahead and manage their time and stay organized and get the projects done? Or are they really, really struggling, and is it an uphill battle constantly? And are they needing a lot of extra help with those kinds of tasks? Because then we know that there could be a difference there.
in all honesty, if you do something you love, you're going to focus. You may even hyper focus. So yeah, you're absolutely right. You got to get them doing something that's not necessarily their favorite thing to do.
Right.